What's up everybody, Brick Sanchez here, and today I will be reviewing this light kit by Game of Bricks for the 2022 Boutique Hotel Modular building. Now before we go any further, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell and leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this kit, and if you're interested in getting it yourself, you can find the link to it in my description, and you can also use my code BRICK to receive 15% off on every order you make. Now I've kind of modified this kit a little bit, but it shouldn't affect any of the things that we're going to talk about today. But I added in those wireless tiles, which I love so much. I believe you can get 3 of them for about 15 bucks on the Game of Bricks website. I'm going to drop a link in the description as well, which now allows me to take off each floor individually without having wires in the way and all of that stuff. But either way, now let's discuss all of the light fixtures that we have in this model here. Alright, starting off on this side here, obviously the lantern is lit up. Then you can see underneath there the bottom floor is also lit up using a little LED strip on which is attached to the roof there. Then up front we got the front door here with 2 of those smaller lanterns out there which are lit up as well, so very nice. Then when we turn this around, you can see the floor of the El Cubo Hotel is also lit up. And then we have these 2 lanterns up top there which are also lit up. Now moving on to the second floor, you can see some of these leaves have a bit of light as well, which is pretty cool. It's not something that is necessary, but it gives a little bit of an extra nice vibe out there. So they like hung some lights in the tree and stuff, so that's pretty cool. Then moving on, you can see the interior lights on both floors there. So those are just some regular lights. And then we also have on each window, we have an individual light which lights up the entire window frame there. So we have it out there as well, those 3. So yeah, and then the final light that we have is on top there, which is a color changing light. Now you might like that or you might not like that. If you don't like it, you can just leave it out or even replace it with a regular light. But in this case, I think it's pretty okay. I'm not a big fan of the rapid changing lights, which Game of Bricks does often. I've also sent them a mail about that. That's something that I'm not a big fan of, but out here I think it looks pretty alright. I would prefer the slow color changes though. Those look a bit nicer, but as you can see, it's a bit of a mix out here. And those little window frame lights also continue onto the back side of the model here, as you can see, so that's pretty nice. This is a side that will be probably in most cases covered by another building or almost covered, but then you will still get some light up in that little alleyway depending on which building and how you will place them next to it, so that's very nice. I feel like Game of Bricks did a good job here. They didn't leave out any light fixtures or anything that should normally be lit up. I think they've covered everything. So yeah, now let's talk about the cable management in this kit. So I feel like the cable management in this kit could have been a bit better, especially for those outside frame lights. I'm going to show that once I take off each floor. Now it isn't visible. If you get the regular kit and you're not going to take off each floor, it isn't visible at all. But if you're taking them off, especially on the top there is a window and there is one cable which is pretty visible, which is kind of annoying. But I will be showing it to you once I get all of these floors off. And then for the rest, there's also one cable which is very visible, and that's out here with the plant pot. So we got some cables on the floor there which are pretty visible unless you would tile in all of that little terrace there. But then there's this expansion board as well, which houses like these 2 lights and the lights from within the tree, which is visible behind that pot. So if you're gonna look and you're gonna stand above it and you're gonna look directly onto it, then you're probably gonna notice that. And I'm gonna try to wedge that in on the left side in between that little fence that we got there and the flower pot itself. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do that. But so yeah, that's an improvement that could be made. They might have better switched on to or switched it up for one of those strings which already has a couple of lights onto them, instead of all of these separate elements which have to be combined into one, especially for a tight space like this where you don't have a lot of place to hide the cables. That might have been a better choice. Alright, so now we've reached the roof level here, and from this point of view you can see a couple more of those lights in the tree. You can also see this color changing light out here as well, and this other window which I was talking about earlier. And out there, I'm not sure if you can see it very well, but you can see a red and black cable going out there, which is what I was talking about earlier. Now I've tried rerouting it, but it's not really long enough, so yeah, you probably don't even notice it that much in real life as well. But yeah, for these reviews I'm going to cover everything just so you guys know what you're getting when you buy a kit like this. But anyways, for the rest I'm pretty satisfied with it. The rest of the cables are pretty messy once I open it up, but it doesn't matter that much because you cannot really see it through the window. So yeah, now let's start taking some of these floors off, starting off with the roof. You will see the light going out there. That's of course because this little tile isn't attached anymore. Now, and the lights for that floor are on this roof here. And those all lead up to this little 1x2 plate here with the two metal thingies with a positive and a negative connection, and those connect to this little tile out here. Now you can easily modify this kit, it's really very easy, but if you don't, then you can just take off the roofs as well, but you're gonna need some space somewhere to put these, to keep them safe so the cables don't snap. But so yeah, that connects out here, and that connects to this big circuit board. And then out here we can see on this floor what I was talking about earlier. All of these cables are kind of going right above this room out here, and we also got a lot of cables to hide. And how the more cables you're gonna put underneath the tile, you can see it out here, it kind of makes the tile not properly connect completely. So I think instead of all of these independent little light tiny LEDs, they should have went for something like with the Disney Castle, like one of those white strings which has a lot of them attached to it, so we don't have to plug them all in separately. So you could just have one going out here and have a little bit of a expansion going in each window. I think that would have been better, but I'm not sure how that goes in production. But yeah, on this floor we have the same type of issue, issue that we had on the other floor as well, which is that all of these cables are all right above this open space here, so it's pretty hard to move the figs around. You can still do it, so it's not really that much of a problem, but anyways, I would have preferred that other method that I was talking about. But that's what you get with these kits from like Brixmax, Game of Bricks, Light My Bricks as well. They use all of these independent light fixtures and all of that stuff. So Game of Bricks sometimes comes up with that other method that I was talking about, and I really like that a lot, especially for something like this. But anyways, something else I wanted to discuss as well is this little tile here that I was talking about earlier, that wireless connector tile. It comes with a 1x2 tile, but it's actually just a sticker which goes around the corner of the tile on the side of this tile. So you can actually put it wherever you like. So I've placed it out here on this tile, which originally came with the set, so I didn't have to modify it or anything. But yeah, you can also put it, like for example, on a road, and then you can have the cars with the other piece of the connector. You can just put them on there. So it's a very versatile tool for making light kits or making custom light kits for anything, or for any floors to take each floor off and stuff. So I'm really digging that piece. I've ordered quite a few of those for my Hogwarts mock as well. But yeah, let's continue dismantling this building here. So now let's take this floor off. As you can see, again, now we can see the bottom floor. Out here we have those lights, of course. Then we have this little wireless connector here, which goes on, which connects right there. So yeah, on this floor it's a lot better actually. You still have a lot of open space, so you can move your hands around. Of course, we don't have a lot of separate rooms like we had in the other one, and we also don't have all of those windows lit up, so we don't have all of those cables going around there. So I'm pretty satisfied with this floor. But yeah, still out there you can see them coming from the front, but it's pretty alright. I think it looks very good as well from the outside. You can still move them. You can also add in some more here. Usually there's an open space on some of these circuit boards, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, and I've had the USB which comes out. I've put it out here, but you can put it virtually anywhere you want. You can also move it down here if you like to hide it a little bit better. So that's all up to you and how you're gonna put it in your city. And then finally we have this little terrace which comes off as well. Now you can see that circuit board, or that little connector board that I was talking about earlier. But yeah, for this little area here, I did not use any of those tiles because I thought it was gonna be quite a waste. Because as you can see, it's pretty easy to take this off actually. So I can just take this off like this, and then we have a bit of excess cable there, which allows me to just put it down here for a moment and use my other hand to move the figs around in there or something. Then when I put it back, I just put the cable downwards a little bit, and then we can just easily click it on again. So yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with that as well. You can look into the interior, so that's pretty awesome. And if you don't get these, to modify your own kit, then you also have the same type of like excess cable, so you can take off each floor as well. All right, so now I'm gonna start putting each floor back again. So let's see. You can see how that works. All right, now like that. Now the roof out here as well. Alright, so now that we've discussed all of these lights here and the cable management, I'm gonna move on to our next subject, which will be the modifications. So some kits require some type of modification, which can be replacing a brick with another brick which came with the light kit or something, mostly due to the little LEDs not being able to either go inside of something or something like that. So it can be a lot of stuff. I got in the Ghostbusters Ecto 1, we got these 2x2 round plates, which came with the LEDs inside of them already, which I had to put onto the model itself, which wasn't really that much of a big deal. But so yeah, now let's discuss if this model has any of those modifications, and it does actually. It does have two out here on the front door, so let me take you there. So this is actually a pretty small modification and it's not really that noteworthy, but I wanted to talk about it anyways. So as you can see, we have a little bit, we have this cone here which usually directly attaches to that black 1x1 plate there, but now in between there we have this little 1x1 trans yellow plate as well, and then we have the LED in there as well, which kind of not allows this cone to be pressed down completely. So what we have is a little bit of leftover space on this type of arrow or a spear type of part there. But yeah, anyways, it's not really that noteworthy as I was talking about earlier, but it is something that is modified. As you can see out here, it's normally completely, or the spear is normally completely pressed into the cone. Now, it's very unlikely that anyone will ever notice these modifications here, but I just wanted to say it to you guys, especially for the purists among us. Now, I'm pretty sure purists don't even get light kits, but yeah, anyways. So sometimes there are some extra bricks that come with these kits, and sometimes you have to kind of modify it a little bit. But if you're afraid for that, or if you don't really like that, then it's a big tip that I'm going to give you. For any kit out there, you can always check the instructions first, and there you can see the complete list or pictures of everything that is included, so you can see if there is any part that you wouldn't like. I would really highly suggest doing that with any brand of light kits that you would like to buy. So just check out the instructions first so you know what you're up against as well. Alright, so now that we've discussed the most important aspects of this light kit here, I'm going to give it a rating from 1 till 10. So starting off with all of the lit up elements, for me personally, I would give it a 10 out of 10. I think that every important light fixture or whatever has been lit up. So we got the lamps out there, those, we even got a little bit extra with that tree there. We even got the backside lit up as well. But anyways, you could discuss that we have 2 lamps on the interior as well. Now for me personally, I don't think they add anything more. I believe if they were lit up, you wouldn't even see it from the outside, and that would cost some more points to the cable management, because then we would have these small builds are very hard to hide the cables in and stuff. So yeah, for me personally, for the lights, it's a 10 out of 10. And then finally moving on to the modifications, we only have these 2 out there, and so that's a 9 out of 10 for me. We don't have any other special things that we had to adjust or anything. Now it's pretty hard, I'm not sure how you could fix that, because the spear, the bar of the spear sits so tightly in that cone, it's pretty impossible to get it to get a light in there in any other way. So I'm not sure how other kits would do that. So but anyways, if that would have been solved, it would have been a 10 out of 10, but I'm still very, very satisfied with it. So alright, so now we got the 10 out of 10 for the lights, we got the 7 out of 10 for the cable management, and another 9 out of 10 for the modification. So that comes down to 26 out of 30 divided by 3, it will be 8.66, and I'm gonna round it down to 8.5 out of 10 for this light kit, which is a very, very good number. So yeah, I'm very satisfied with this. Now I'm quickly gonna show you guys what it looks like in the Lego city, and then we're gonna round up this review right here. Alright, so this is what it looks like in the city. Now I was having some troubles at first finding a good spot for this boutique hotel, but I think out here will be good. Now in the future I'm gonna move this train track, gonna have it go straight, and underneath the platform a bit further we're gonna have the Parisian restaurant next to it. But yeah, you'll have to see that in the newest Lego City update in the future. So yeah. Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell as well. Leave a comment, let me know what you guys think, and be sure to check out the links in my description if you want to get this kit for yourself.